Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my August favorites. Initially, when I was getting ready to film this video, I was like, I'm not gonna have like anything to talk about. Like I really haven't been using anything new. And then I started writing down everything that I've been using and I was like, actually, I have a lot. So, like always, this video is going to be hella long. And I'm actually going to be doing something new with this video. I'm going to talk about products I've been loving, but also products I have not been loving this month. And that is, disclaimer, not to bash these brands. That is not to throw shade or hate or anything, because these products could be products that you love, that work out for you, etc. and so forth. I feel like every YouTuber has to do this, but it's just to kind of share products that I've used that just haven't worked out for me. And I've never done that. I've never done videos solely dedicated to like disappointing products and things. But I just think it's nice to share these things so that way it kind of gives you guys an idea of what works with my skin type, my hair type, my whatever it is, and you guys can kind of see, you know, maybe save some money and see if it would work or not work for you. I'm gonna start off first with the favorites because I have a lot. So we're gonna kind of begin with the face. So the first product I have is the Belif True Cream Aqua Bomb. I cannot believe I have not talked about this on my channel yet. This is my absolutely favorite moisturizer. I absolutely love the Belif line. You can get this at Sephora. Belif is a very popular Korean skincare brand, and with a lot of their products, they use water as the primary ingredient. That's the #1 ingredient in their moisturizers, and it's why I love them so much, because it gives you hydration without weighing the skin down and feeling greasy. If you think about it, we're about 70% water, so adding water to your skincare, to your body, you're just giving yourself more hydration that you can use. This is so lightweight on the face. If you're oily like I am, this is a great hydrating moisturizer without getting greasy or clogging up the pores. I absolutely love it. Alright, so next for face, I have the Benefit Porefessional Matte Rescue. I haven't heard anybody talk about this primer, and it's one of my absolute favorite mattifying primers. I love it because it's a gel formula. It doesn't have that silicone or dimethicone feeling that a lot of mattifying primers have. For me, I have oily skin, but I have very small pores. I don't know where the oil is coming from. It's just shooting out somehow, but I don't have a problem with enlarged pores, just oiliness. So a lot of silicone dimethicone based mattifying primers just clog up my skin, overly dries me out, it makes me break out, it just stretches my skin, and it makes it feel really bad because it's so much product clogging up my pores when it doesn't need to be. So I really like this. If you are oily combo and you have a problem with oiliness but not necessarily large pores, I would definitely give this a shot. It feels really nice and refreshing on the skin. It doesn't dry me out, and it's great mattifier. I absolutely love it. I need to buy more because I'm almost out. Alright, so next is a foundation. I will disclaim the shade obviously is not the shade that I am currently. This was my summer shade. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. I love this foundation. If you want a luminous finish and you're still oily, you can still wear this. I always got questions every time I wore this summer, like, what are you wearing? Your skin looks so great. It looks so healthy. It's glowy without being greasy, and it gives you coverage without being cakey or heavy. It's like everything you could possibly want, and it is in a drugstore. Like, to me, that is perfection. Like, I love drugstore foundations. The L'Oreal Pro Infallible Matte is one of my all-time favorite foundations, not just for drugstore, but high, like anything. It's just one of my favorites, and I really like this one. In the summer, I was the shade 206, which was buff beige. I do normally wear the 101 for the Infallible Matte, so I think I would be a 201 for the Pro Glow for my winter shade, but I absolutely love that. So next we're going to talk about a brush, and this is actually a Sephora brush. This is their Pro Foundation number 47. So they actually updated this brush. It used to be a completely flat foundation brush, which is not my favorite type of brush, but I love this brush because it is a flat foundation, but it's tapered, and you don't have necessarily to use this side, you use this side, and it just pushes product so evenly and nice into the skin. I love flat foundation brushes for fuller coverage foundations, which kind of sounds counterintuitive. Like, why wouldn't you just use like a stippling or something to give you more coverage? But to me, this works so much better because it allows you to stretch the product and then you can kind of place it where you need it. People assume that when you use full coverage products that means you need full coverage everywhere, and you really don't. You want full coverage in the areas that you need it, but you don't need full coverage usually on the perimeter of your face. I mean, I sometimes do because I get breakouts alongside my jaw, but especially if you're going in with a full coverage foundation, then a full coverage concealer, and then a full coverage powder, like that's so much product on your face that you don't need. So I really like this flat foundation brush because it really lets you stretch out the product really nicely. Next, I have some glitters, and these glitters have seriously been my obsession. I know I haven't done any like glitter tutorials on this channel, but at work recently we had a animation that was all about doing different and experimental eye looks. So one of the things that we did a lot was glitter. So I have the NYX Face and Body glitters. These are my absolute favorite types of glitters. I'm featuring 2 colors. I want to say like 5 or 6. My first one I'm talking about is Rose Gold. I got so many compliments and so many people wanted to know what I was wearing when I wear this glitter. It's just such a pretty pink with enough gold in the undertone that it's so reflective. Like, it's to me, this is like pink champagne by Anastasia, but in glitter form. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love the size of these glitters because they are small enough that you can really pack it into tight places, but it's still reflective. You don't lose the reflective quality of it. Sometimes I feel like when glitters get really microfine, sometimes you lose the glitterness. It's just the glitteriness. It just kind of looks flat. But these don't do that. I absolutely love it. My second color I have is Copper, and I am so excited to use these for a fall tutorial. It's gonna be beautiful. I love it. And just to quickly say, I just pair it with their NYX Glitter Primer, which I love this primer. I think it adheres glitter so well to the eye. Even glitters that aren't the NYX Face and Body glitters, any other glitters I've used, I paired it with this primer and it is bomb, and it's like $6. All right, so next for the face, I have the Anastasia Contour Kit. And initially last year, I had said that I didn't like this contour kit. I thought it was kind of overrated. I like the Kat Von D so much more. And that is still to a degree true. I still prefer the Kat Von D formula. However, I have seriously been using the Anastasia Contour Kit to death. Now, I will say I still do not like the highlight shades. I think there is like no pigmentation. I think it doesn't really do anything. Kat Von D will always win on that. And I don't know if Anastasia changed the formula in the actual contour kits, but I just find that the contour shades just seem to apply so much better and smoother than they did in the past. They're just really buttery. They give nice pigmentation. It is very strong, I will say that. Like, the color payoff is very strong and a little bit more on the warm side. I've kind of been into doing more warm contouring versus cool tone contouring though. So I really like this. It's in the shade light medium, which I still think works really well for my skin tone. I do wish she would come out with a powder version for more fair skin tones, because I can make it work, but I would say honestly that's because I prefer mine to be more dramatic. For like an everyday contour, it is a little bit too dark still because I am so fair, and I know there are people who are even fairer than I am who could really like this contour kit if there were shades that were available for them. Just my 2 cents, Anastasia. Just my 2 cents. Moving on to the eyes. So if I have sworn up and down that my all-time favorite liquid liner is the Stila Stay All Day liquid liner, and that is true. It is my all-time favorite. It is the best. It's the blackest, most long-lasting, sharpest, thickest, thinnest perfection I've ever had. I've been using that for, I'd say, like 3 or 4 years now. Even when I didn't know anything about makeup, I still use that eyeliner and it was amazing. It's perfect, especially if you love winged liner. But I have found a really good drugstore alternative. I've been trying to use up more of my products before I go and repurchase the ones that I love. And I've had a couple liquid liners sitting around that I just really haven't used because I've always used the Stila one. So if you've seen me do a winged liner recently, it's been with this liner, and it is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. I really love this stuff. I will say dip pots are not my favorite, but this one has definitely changed my mind. It has a long enough wand that you can really get in there and be precise, and it's tapered enough in the brush hairs that you can really get that perfect flick. It stays really black, lasts a really long time. I will say it does kind of skip on the eye, so I do have to kind of go back over on certain areas to kind of fill in because it doesn't disperse the most even line. But once it's on, this bad boy's on and it works really great. I want to say this is like $8 or something like that. I really, really love it. And next for the eyes, which is also from the drugstore, is the CoverGirl Supersizer Waterproof Mascara. I am someone who I've yet to find the perfect mascara for my lashes. I think for a while, like every favorites video, I had a new mascara I loved. And that's not to say that those ones aren't good, but I've yet to find one that I'm like, this is the mascara that makes the difference for my eyes. I have very short upper lashes. I'm wearing falsies right now. I have really long lower lashes though. So how I judge a mascara is 1, can it lengthen my upper lashes, and 2, does it make my lower lashes look even more full than they already are? This mascara definitely does it. It's a very interesting brush because it starts off small and gets fatter at the end. Most brushes start off fatter and turn to a more tapered end, but this one kind of does it in reverse. It does have a flat side, which I really think helps with lengthening, and then I go in with the shorter side and wiggle it to get more volume. I really love the effect that it gives my lashes, and it's like $5. Can't beat that. Speaking of lashes, I do have some false lashes to talk about. My first one is my new all-time favorite from the drugstore. It's the Eyelure Luxe Gilded Lashes. My all-time favorites have been the Eyelure Grand Glamour. I cannot speak today. My all-time favorites have been the Eyelure Grand Glamour lashes, the collab they did with Vegas Nate, and those are still some of my all-time favorites, but these to me are just those, but even more full. They are so much fluffier. They're so much more just fuller. The Grand Glamour ones are a little bit more wispy, but if I want a really bold, dramatic lash with a lot of thickness to it, these are my go-to. These are a little bit more expensive because they do have that kind of mink effect with the lashes. I want to say these are like $11, but Eyelure does do a lot of like buy one get one half off with their lashes, so you can definitely buy a couple pairs of these and it'll kind of help with the price of these, but I absolutely love them. My second favorite is actually one from Sephora, and it is completely sold out at my store. There might be other stores it's in stock on. I tried to go online to look for it, and I don't know if they just pulled it because it's so sold out and they didn't want it on the site or what, but I couldn't find these. But if you can find these are amazing. They're the Sephora Fierce No. 33 lashes. Sephora completely relaunched all of their lashes and came out with a whole bunch of really amazing new ones, like really top-notch, high-quality looking ones. The Sephora ones are retail for about $10, so they are on par with more expensive drugstore. So like the Eyelure lashes, that kind of price point, but they are amazing. These are the like best dupe for the Huda. I want to say it's the Sasha style lashes. I can't remember what style, but I'll leave it down below so you can see like the comparison. But these are so amazing. I love these lashes to death. I've used them for so many different types of looks because they're full, but they're wispy, and they have that taper where they start off smaller and then they kind of fan out, those are like my all-time favorite types of lashes. I love the effect that gives the eyes. Makes it look very like cat eye and just adds a certain dimension to the eye. So if you can find these, the Fierce No. 33 lashes from Sephora, grab them because these are amazing. My last favorite to talk about is kind of a combo set, and it is first off the Real Techniques Brush Cleansing palette. I don't remember exactly what this is called, but this is basically for cleaning your brushes. I know Sigma kind of pioneered coming out with that really big bath mat that you could sit in your sink and use that to clean your brushes. And this one from Real Techniques, you just slip it onto your hand, but it has made the biggest difference in cleaning my brushes because I can really, especially with brushes that for foundation, or if I use them for denser eyeshadows, like packing on product, it really helps get the brush hairs like really in there and helps get rid of the product. I've had brushes that I could not clean for the longest time because it was like no matter how hard I tried, the soap like wouldn't get into the depths of it, and this like it gets into the depths of the brush and pulls product out. It's awesome. So in combo with that, I've been using the Dr. Bronners 18-in-1 Hemp Pure-Castile soap. I have mine in the baby unscented scent. There are a couple different ones. I had initially found this because Luster Luxe, Katie here on YouTube, had talked about on an Instagram post like forever ago how the lavender one was her favorite way to clean her brushes. And I had like screenshotted that Instagram, and I was always like, because she said she got it at Target, I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick that up next time. And I literally, it sat for a year and a half and I never got it. So I finally picked it up, I wanna say like 3 to 4 months ago. I did get the lavender scent, and how thoroughly it cleans brushes. Like it makes them brand new. It's incredible. Like I've used the Beauty Blender soap, the Sephora soap. Like I've used so many different actual brush cleaners, and I've never had something clean as well as this one does. I switched over to the baby unscented one because the lavender is a super, super strong scent. Like it smells like lavender. Like in the bathroom afterwards, it just like lavender was permeating throughout my whole area. So I switched to the baby unscented one, and it doesn't leave a scent, but it still has the same amazing brush cleaning power to it. Let me know if you guys want to see a video demoing this. It says you can use these for a whole lot of different things. Like it has all over this like lists and things and stuff you can do with it. I just use it for brush cleaning, and it is a pretty good size. I actually get mine now at Kroger because it is cheaper at Kroger for the bigger size than it is at Target. I think at Target the small size is like 10 bucks and the big one is 20, versus at Kroger I can get this for 8, which is a huge steal. So I absolutely love this. I think it's amazing. Alright, so that was everything for my favorites. So now to go into some products that didn't quite make my favorites. First one is a foundation. This is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation. This was super, super big last year when it launched. Everybody wanted this foundation. It was so popular because it promised full coverage while still looking really undetectable on the skin and feeling super lightweight. And it does do that because this foundation is like pure pigment. Like all it is just pigmentation. You need the littlest bit to get full coverage. It's crazy how much it covers, but it broke me out so bad because it's so heavy. Like on the skin, it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a thick foundation, but because of how much pigment it is in there, it's sitting on the skin and just weighing it down. So I wore this and I got so many compliments. People couldn't believe I was wearing this foundation because there's actually been quite a few complaints with it separating, settling into fine lines and wrinkles. I would say I have the ideal skin type for it because I'm oily, but I have 0 pores and 0 fine lines and wrinkles, so it didn't have anything to settle into. But because of that, it made me break out because it was just way too heavy for my pores. And I've had other people when they've used this, being oily, it's separated, it settles into fine lines and wrinkles. All in all, I've never seen anybody this foundation has worked for. And I thought I'd be the first person that this type of foundation will work for, and it didn't work out for me. It just broke me out so bad. So disappointed, Marc Jacobs, disappointed. And especially for the price. This is like 50, 60 bucks for a foundation, and to have it not work, no. All right, so next I'm talking about a product that I actually don't have on hand with me, but it is the Tresemme Instant Dry Shampoo. I received that for free from Influencer. I've talked about Influencer before in a previous video. It's basically like a review conglomeration where you kind of get to review different products on the site. You'll have companies and brands. Influencer will send you different products for you to test out and try. So I got to try out the Tresemme Instant Dry Shampoo. or Instafresh. I don't remember the name. I'll leave it down below. It is probably the worst dry shampoo I've ever used. It did nothing for my hair. Okay, maybe not the worst because I have tried some pretty bad ones. But it just didn't do anything. It didn't get rid of the oil. It didn't leave my hair refreshed. My hair looked, in my opinion, even more oily than when I had put it on. The Batiste one is my all-time favorite one, especially from the drugstore. I get it at Target for like $5. And I just wasn't impressed by the Tresemme one. And I've tried, I would say as a whole, Batiste is the only drugstore one that I found has worked. I've tried a lot of other drugstore ones and they're all just like really heavy, very like smelly, and just they make my hair feel very like thick and like sticky. The Tresemme one just didn't do anything for me. I was disappointed because I really did want to like it, but just no. Didn't do anything. All right, so the final product I have to talk about is the Clinique Pep Start Hydroblur Moisturizer. I love the Clinique Pep Start brand. I love that line. It is perfect for people my age group, millennials. It has some really great products. Their eye cream, that's my favorite eye cream. They just came out with an exfoliating cleanser that's amazing. They just came out with wipes that are really good. This moisturizer is awful. It is designed for oily skin to help mattify, but the consistency of it is, it just feels like silicone. Like it just sits on top of the skin. It doesn't add any sort of hydration. It doesn't, in my opinion, really mattify either because it's just sitting there. It caused all my makeup to separate off really badly, anything I tried to put on top. Initially, I had done this and then I tried out a brand new foundation. The foundation was separating really bad, so I blamed it on the foundation. Then when I tried this with a foundation or normally wear that never separates, the exact same thing happened. So I realized it was the moisturizer, not necessarily the new foundation. I can't get behind this, and I love everything else from this line, but this particular product, for me, it does absolutely nothing. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up to see more videos. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram at Hopeful Forever, and my beauty Instagram at Hopeful Forever Makeup. I'll leave all the links to all of those down below. Also list all the products down below. And yeah, that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!